This week on TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend, the Jaguars are heading to Wembley Stadium, riding a 3-game losing streak and searching for answers.
We're not even giving ourselves a chance right now.
This week, they get the Eagles. We're sitting down with Doug Marrone for a preview of the defending Super Bowl champs.
Thank you for coming. Enjoy the movie.
Plus, it's movie night with Marcel Darius.
I'm just big, happy-go-lucky. I'm a kid at heart.
All that and more ahead on TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend.
This is TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. TIAA Bank, created to serve, built to perform.
You have to get everyone in the same boat. You know, we've done this to ourselves, and the only people that are going to be able to dig us out of it is ourselves.
The Jaguars are last in the NFL in turnover margin. Doug Marrone believes that is the first thing that needs to be fixed in order to win a football game. Hello and welcome to TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. I'm Ashlyn Sullivan. The past 3 weeks left this team confused and frustrated. They're now 1 game out of first place in the AFC South, but the season isn't over yet. This week, the Jaguars have London Magic on their side. The Jaguars have themselves a starting quarterback. Doug Marrone says Blake Bortles gives this team the best chance to win. Bortles needs to protect the football. This week, that is the top priority.
You know, the only way to write it is to make sure everyone's pulling in the same direction. You know, that's what we've talked to the players about. You know, it's just like for a boat to go forward, you know, everyone has to be rowing the same way. You know, I mean, so, you know, you have to have the mindset of everyone has to be going in the same direction. I think, you know, it's like anything else. If you're off a little bit, you know, you're never going to get to where you want to go.
There are still things that need to be corrected on defense in order for them to get back to the dominant unit they once were. Frustrations boiled over last week after the loss. This locker room believes playing as one unit will bring them success.
You figure out, hey, you're doing the same routine as you did last year, you know, pretty much doing the same stuff you did last year. What's the difference? But, you know, the ball just hasn't been really bouncing our way this year. And, you know, we got to find a way to overcome that and get back to our defensive winning ways, which we should be able to do. And I'm looking forward to this matchup.
A win this week saves the Jaguars' season. The team knows what's at stake.
This is a huge game. You know, not only is it the next game, but also we've come off for 3 losses, and we really need to get a win in this column before the bye week, so it's huge.
Joined now by Sexton and John Oehser. It's been a busy week around here, getting ready to go to London. On Monday, you didn't know who your starting quarterback was, but now you do. It's Blake Bortles. John, is that the right answer?
Well, I think it is, but I feel probably 55-45 that it is. I could have seen the argument for Kessler. Doug's talked about his mobility, the experience that he has in London. I think those things come into play. It makes sense. I just wish I felt better about it, Ryan.
I feel better about it if the running game is there. And Carlos Hyde, the addition of some power. See, because this team was put together with the idea that they were going to be a power team. But they haven't had Leonard Fournette all season long. And you can't do that with TJ Yeldon and Corey Grant, and you don't have the tight end, and you're on your third left tackle. I mean, all of that has come in. Well, now all of a sudden you have a chance to go to London and have Hyde, maybe Fournette, but if not Fournette shortly after. I think big picture, it's the right decision because they made a commitment to this style of play, which includes this quarterback who got them very close to the Super Bowl. I don't think you can just pull the trigger and go, oh, good change now, because you've made a commitment to it. See it through. They're 3-4. They are not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. And at any course of an NFL season, you're going to have to battle adversity. It's here. Let's see if they can get through it.
Would have been hard to go back to it had you not started them too.
Right. On the other side of the ball, we saw frustrations on defense on the sidelines in the locker room last week in the loss. How does this unit get back to the dominant unit it once was?
Well, I'll go back to part of the last answer, and that is the running game. I mean, this is a defense that last year played close games. Well, the last 3 games they've been outscored 57-0 in the first half. It was 20-0 in Kansas City at the half, 24-0. Last week it was 13-0 against the Texans. That's not the way they're used to playing. And the ball is being given to their opponent in short field situations. They're frustrated. It's an edgy group. If the running game comes through, I think we'll see a return to the style of play.
I would argue that there's way too much criticism of the Jaguars defense right now. It's not playing significantly worse than it did last year. If you wonder what happened to Jacksonville, I did some research this week, Brian. Guess what? You have Google.
Who helped you with that?
I did it all by myself. 55 sacks last year. 41 of them came with a lead. You've had 4 games this year where they haven't led.
Right.
10-sack game against Houston last year, 10-sack game against Indy, leading from the start. You got to get a lead to be able to rush the passer.
been a tough week for Jaguars head coach Doug Marrone. How do you think he's responded to the quarterback questions and just losing in general?
Well, I think he's done as good a job as you can do throughout this. The problem is, if you keep talking about it and saying the right things, that's great. As he's the first one to tell you, it's a performance-based business. It's about what you do on the field. Handling it, I think he's been fine, though.
Yeah, he has been at his best these last 3 weeks in terms of dealing with his team and the media and setting the message. I like the fact that when I asked him the question on Monday about this team, the turmoil in the locker room, everybody heard and saw that they were not a happy group. I said, who's it on? He said, it's on me. Okay, you have to have someone in charge. There can be no ambiguity when things aren't going well, and Doug doesn't believe in that. He said, it's me. I like the leadership.
Yeah,
if you lose 3 in a row, you're going to have frustration.
Oh,
he gets that.
Yeah, he's definitely held himself accountable. Okay, there's more to come on TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. Stay tuned, we have more for you on TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. After blowing a 17-point lead last week, the Eagles will be hungry to get back on the field. Jeff Lageman is in the film room with Doug Marrone, breaking down what the world champs have to offer. Plus, we find out how well the guys know London with Jaguars FAQ. We have 10 British terms. I need you to tell me what they mean in America rapid fire. What is a bobby?
Oh.
But first, it's time for Know Your Jags, presented by Fields Automotive Group. Not going to lie, I'm judging DJ Chark for actually liking candy corn.
Favorite Halloween candy in life?
I like candy corn because everybody hates it. So I think I just like to be on the underdog side.
I love them. I don't know what it is. It's not the taste. I actually get bored with them after one bag, but candy corn, it's the only time you can really get them, Halloween.
One time, somebody dared me to eat a whole bag. And I couldn't finish the whole bag, but I ate about half of it. And they were surprised because, you just sitting there playing a game and you eat some candy corn. So I think that's probably my favorite Halloween candy.
Growing up, I always liked the candy corn. They're a little too sweet for me now, so I'd probably say any time that I went out and got the king-size candy bars would be my favorite time. But that was always the house that we always hit up with 2 or 3 times.
My favorite candy, period, is Reese's.
Snickers.
Halloween candy, Snickers.
The bite-sized Snickers. Can't beat that. They're delicious.
Definitely Reese's peanut butter cups. That's where it's at.
Reese's has always been my favorite, and I remember when I was younger and I used to grow up, my mom was like, how do you get so many Reese's in your bag? And I'd be like, well, because I'll give out any other piece of candy just to get everybody's Reese's, so.
Non-laters and Jolly Ranchers. It'd be the little canes with the little sugar in them, and just open them and pour them down. Yeah, I like those. I used to love those.
And Skittles is my favorite candy, so whenever the little small packages of Skittles, every time before I go out for practice, I stop at MP office and grab me a little mini pack of Skittles. So.
Jaguars Weekend is presented in part by TIAA Bank, created to serve, built to perform. And Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Blake running to the left now, stays behind the line, fires toward the end zone, once Allen Hurns, diving attempt, touchdown Jacksonville!
Throwing it back to 2015. With 2 minutes to go, the Jaguars rallied to beat the Bills in London. Blake Bortles will look to add another win at Wembley this week. Welcome back to TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. I'm Ashlyn Sullivan. Before the season started, we all thought this week's game could be a preview of the Super Bowl. Now, it's a game where both teams are desperately trying to save their season. The Jaguars' defense will be tested this week. Carson Wentz has thrown for 300 yards in multiple games this season, and his favorite target is Zach Ertz. Jeff Lageman has a preview with head coach Doug Marrone.
This week, Doug, you guys have a tremendous challenge in the Philadelphia Eagles defense because your offense, you want to protect the football and run the football, and the Eagles are really good against the run.
They really are. I think they do a great job. Jim Schwartz is the defensive coordinator. I've been with him before. They have a lot of talent on that side of the football. They're defending Super Bowl champs, and they've done a very good job, and they've been able to stop a lot of teams. They're really good on third down, and I think the reason is because they put you in long situations. When you run the ball, you're really not getting a lot of yards.
Second in the National Football League at stopping the run, and it starts up front. The guys up front do a great job. Fletcher Cox, and they're not afraid to insert the safety, Malcolm Jenkins, up into that line of scrimmage.
They do. They do a really good job. They're always going to have one extra guy in the box on you, obviously, if they think it's run. They're a penetrating defense. They have big players up front. You can see right here they can penetrate. They're very difficult to move in their double teams, and they get to the football and they make secure tackles.
Fletcher Cox impresses me, and I know he's not in on this play, but he impresses me because he's just so big and so strong. But they also have acquired Michael Bennett in free agency, the Seattle Seahawks, here as an end, and makes a quick move underneath. Kind of reminds me of what you saw last week with Clowney.
Yes, and I think, Michael Bennett is one of those players that, it's a little bit unpredictable. So, he just causes you to pause for a moment. He can get up the field. He can make this quick move inside. He can knock you back, and it's a very good move for them because obviously Barnett, who is playing there, the rookie or the second-year player from Tennessee, is on IR now. And then now you go ahead and have someone, like him be able to replace him who's a veteran is great.
All right, I got to point out 56 there. By the way, he's a Virginia guy?
I do know he's a Virginia guy, and a funny story is when I was drafted by the Raiders, I went over Howie's home, Howie Long, his dad, and his wife, and Christopher was that big. That's the last time that I've actually saw him, and then to see where he is now is not a surprise.
An impressive player. All right, let's talk about the big man, Fletcher Cox. Power rushes the center. He's going to be challenged for all of your guys up front.
It's a challenge for everyone. I mean, we're going to really try to, see if we can get two guys on him. I mean, he needs that type of attention. A lot of times people will talk about the guys on the outside, but, he's a premier guy on the inside that really gets the defense rolling. Not only is he powerful, he has really good speed, really good moves, and counter moves with it.
Great challenge this week, and maybe even a bigger challenge because you guys have been dealing with some injuries, so best of luck, Doug, this week.
Great. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. We're back in the locker room with Jaguars FAQ. This week we're taking our trivia across the pond. Avery Jones, you ready to play the Jaguars trivia game, sweeping the nation, Jaguars FAQ?
Yes. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
We have 10 British terms. I need you to tell me what they mean in America, rapid fire. What's a bobby?
A pin.
No.
Oh, start off with a hard one. What is a bobby?
Like a barber?
No.
A bobby?
Barkeep?
Police.
Really?
Police officer.
That's a weird name.
What is rubbish?
Rubbish, trash.
Trash? It's like garbage.
Coach.
Car.
Car. Taxi. Horse.
Bus?
Yes.
Taxi? Oh, damn. Bus.
Biscuit.
Biscuit. Cookie.
Cheesecake. Or cookie.
Chap.
Man.
No.
Old man.
No.
Gentleman.
It's like a friend. My guy? All right, cool.
Okay. Your guy. Your dog.
Lift.
Uber, a car or something?
Elevator. I know that one. That's easy.
It's like an elevator.
Crisp.
Crisp. Chips.
Cheese? Chips? Chips.
There we go. Chips.
Fries? Fries.
Fries.
Last one. Trolley.
Trolley, it's like a train cart.
Trolley. Subway.
Oh, like a cart. Yeah, shopping cart. Shopping cart.
Oh, a cart. A little grocery cart.
You're good.
Those names suck. I'm glad we got our own English. Oh, but I love the UK fans, though. Don't take that personally.
There's more to come on TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. Up next, we join Marcel Darius at the movies and head into the kitchen with Game Day Grub.
Everybody keeps saying do their job. Just do your job. Literally. Hey, no points. No points. Anything can happen, bro, as long as we do what we're supposed to do now. You know what I'm saying? Don't get sick of it and start going off the reservation.
Malik Jackson has held this defense accountable this season. There will be no finger pointing, according to him. Check out the full Mic'd Up feature each week on Jaguars.com. Welcome back to TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. I'm Ashlyn Sullivan. Marcel Darius was brought to Jacksonville to disrupt opposing quarterbacks and stop the run. Despite him being the biggest guy in the locker room, he's really a kid at heart. He joined the Boys and Girls Club for a Halloween movie night. And yes, of course he wore a costume.
I really just felt like it was a time of the year so I can get out and have a good little Halloween. I'm not with my kids for Halloween, so I really like to enjoy and have some time and watch the movie with the kids and see if they like the movie. Nice to see you, man. Thank y'all for coming out. Y'all keep grabbing my nose. Patrick isn't here. Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Y'all good? When I was at the costume store, I said I might as well go all out. I mean, have a good time. Every kid is going to remember and know stories about So why not give them something they're gonna remember? SpongeBob, man.
No, who actually are you?
I'm Marcel Darius. You here to enjoy the movie? I'm a kid at heart. I can't. People that don't know me, I'm just big, happy-go-lucky. I'm a kid at heart. I may take this to London and do videos like this. You just walk across the street. Hey, let's get it. What's going on, Big Timer? Gonna slide down that way and get some candy. How you doing, young lady? Hope you enjoy the movie. Here you go, Big Timer. Hey.
Thank you.
No problem, big man. Hope you enjoy them. Oh, thank you, bro. I couldn't hide it because it's a part of me. It's my good luck charm. It's just my own little flavor of the sponge, you know. Popcorn. No problem. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for coming. She want nachos. No, this is what we got right here. Is everybody? You got candy? Got like candies? Got Sprites? Thanks for coming to enjoy the movie with me. I hope y'all really enjoy the movie. I'm gonna enjoy it with you all. It's gonna be fun. Let's get it.
Marcel Darius, a big guy with a big personality. It's time for Game Day Grub, presented by Tico, People's Gas. With a 9:30 kickoff, we were thinking breakfast this week. How about some fruity flapjacks? For the full recipe and information about natural gas and available energy conservation rebates, visit peoplesgas.com/cooking. There's more to come on TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. The keys to winning at Wembley are next.
They fake it twice, now he throws toward the end zone. He's got Mercedes Lewis into the end zone for the touchdown. A wheel route to Mercedes Lewis for the touchdown, and the Jags have scored again.
We just saw a touchdown pass from Blake Bortles last year in the London game. He had a great game, 4 touchdowns, 244 yards in that game. We know he plays well in London. Was that a reasoning for this decision for him to be starting quarterback?
I think somewhat. I think beyond playing well there, the fact that he's done it, he's made the adjustment, he's used to it, so it's not going to be a foreign thing for him. I hesitate to put too much stock in that. He had played very, very well at home for a stretch of games until Sunday when he didn't play well. I think there's a lot going on around him to expect a repeat of London game last year.
I just think he's a better quarterback. I mean, Cody Kessler had a chance to come in and wow us in the summer, and he didn't, right? He was okay. He had a decent preseason. I just think Blake's the better quarterback. And we saw last year, after Blake threw the interception that probably cost them the win in Arizona, him come home and have 3 tremendous games. John's right. He's not playing well. Why does that not start on Sunday at Wembley Stadium? It could.
Absolutely. I remember us talking over the summer when the schedule came out, and we saw this game, Eagles versus Jaguars, and we said this could be a Super Bowl preview for this year. Now it's 2 teams fighting for the season. The storyline has completely changed.
Save your season at this point in time. And again, Bortles is a guy last year who saved his career. It looked in August, well, this guy's done, right? Looked like Chad Henne was going to be the starter, and see you, Blake. Well, he has the last laugh because he's playing in January, with inside of the Super Bowl. I think he's the kind of guy who rallies himself, whether anybody says it or not, rallies himself, okay, I have to go play better. It's not beating the chest and all of that stuff, but I think he rallies himself to come out and have a good game.
We're going to find out if this team can do that. You're 3-4. It's hard to imagine, as bad as the AFC South has been around it, coming back from 3-5. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's tough. We'll find out a lot about this team, as bad as it's looked for 3 games, if it can come out and play well.
We've heard the Jaguars fans this week and how desperate this team is. Are they as desperate as it seems for a win this week?
The fans?
The team.
Yes, because At 3-5, to get, I think 9-7 can win it, meaning the South. But at 3-5, you got to go 6-2. This team will have lost 4 in a row. To expect them to rattle off 6-2, I just want to see them play well. Brian, you just alluded to it. They haven't played well in 3 games. If you play well and lose it, then you feel like you got a shot. If you're down by 10 at the end of the first half, then you wonder where the season's going.
Let me change the word. I don't think you can play well desperate. I think you can play well determined. I saw determination on the practice field on Wednesday. I saw a group of guys that looked around and said, you're still here, and you're still here, and we're still a talented group. Let's be determined to go play our best. The Jaguars changed things up on the practice field this week, working on turnovers and takeaways and all that. Saw some energy in that. Gave me a sense that maybe this team was determined to power through this.
Right, well, let's see if London Magic is on the Jaguars' side this week. Thanks for tuning into this TIAA Bank Jaguars Weekend. We'll see you next week.